Hello, my name is Joshua Rumble, and this is my video presentation for English 101. The subject of my research paper is reducing carbon monoxide exposure in the home through proper appliance maintenance. Now, the reason I chose this subject is because I am an HVAC installer by trade. That's heating, ventilation, air conditioning. And every day I'm in people's homes replacing, fixing, maintaining furnaces, hot water tanks, ovens, and anything that uses gas or electricity. And quite often I see people using things that aren't fixed properly, things that are broken, damaged, and this is something that's always touched base with me. So, carbon monoxide is an odorless, tasteless, colorless gas, and it's one of the leading causes of accidental exposures in the home. And that's death, just sickness, anything. Carbon monoxide is bad. It kills about 430 people a year, and that doesn't include the vast number of people that are just sick from it. Now, carbon monoxide usually mimics flu-like symptoms in the home. The people that are usually most susceptible to it tend to be animals first. You'll see your animals start going first, especially like dogs, anything that's closer to the ground, because usually your carbon monoxide is going to be coming from the basement. Then children, pregnant women, elderly, and anybody with any kind of respiratory issues. Those are the people that are most susceptible to it. And so if you have any of these people in your home, these are the people you want to watch out for, and you want to get your stuff checked annually. Now, proper appliance maintenance includes, I'm just going to touch honestly on hot water tanks, furnaces, and gas stoves. There are others like ventless kerosene heaters. People tend to use those, especially in the winter. Those are one of the leading causes of them, but that's something I don't deal with a lot. We always do recommend that if you do use a ventless, which means it's not vented to the outside, it's just vents into your home, any type of heater, you run it in an area with a vent fan running, like in the kitchen, to suck that carbon monoxide out. But typically your hot water tank, your furnace, and your stove are your biggest culprits. And you want to get these things checked at least once to twice a year, especially your furnace. You should get your furnace checked in the spring and then in the fall. And any maintenance guy that comes, he's going to check your furnace, he's going to check emissions, he's going to check that everything's tuned right, gas pressure, your hot water tank and everything. He's going to check that the venting is hooked up properly. Everything's just running the way it's supposed to. Over time, your venting can tend to sag, and if you have non-powered venting equipment coming out of your hot water tank, out of your furnace, if it's just gravity fed, if your venting starts to sag, there's a chance you can get backdraft from that and suck carbon monoxide back in. If you notice pieces of your venting are falling off, which it does happen over time, if you had a shoddy installer or something, you should get that fixed right away, because you want all your gas to leave your home. Ovens should never be used as a heating source, ever. A lot of people make that mistake in the middle of winter. So your furnace goes, something happens, they just turn the oven on and let it go. That's a bad idea. Without anything to absorb, the heat energy, like a pot of water or something, if you just let that run and run and run, you're just putting out tons of carbon monoxide into your home, especially if it's not vented. We always recommend that if anybody is running a stove, you run the vent at the same time the entire time the gas range, not necessarily the stove. Some people use gas stoves still, but it's mainly the range. You always run it with the vent going. Especially get your hot water tank checked every year. Get everything checked. According to EPA standards, OSHA standards, all that good stuff, you want to get it checked at least once a year. So carbon monoxide, deadly thing. Don't run generators in the house. That's a bad thing. Some people do that. They'll stick a generator down in a crawl space. Tons of carbon monoxide gets put out. And your whole family, especially your kids, everybody will start getting sick. If you notice people are getting sick in your home, like flu-like symptoms, and it happens to everybody at the same time, and then when you leave, it stops, there's a good chance you have a carbon monoxide leak somewhere. So one thing I always tell people is, would you take a pot of water, put it on a gas range that isn't working right, turn it on high, and then leave for a couple hours and go to the mall? Probably not. That's a crazy idea. Yet people do it every day with their hot water tanks. They do it with their boiler furnaces. And they sit in the basement and they don't care. If you think about it, that's dangerous. So get your appliances checked. Make sure you don't have any carbon monoxide leakage in your home. And keep your family safe. That's it.